Tonight, the controversy over fake pornographic images of Taylor Swift, reaching all the way now to the White House, which says it is, quote, alarmed by the use of AI deepfake technology. Meanwhile, Microsoft's CEO is defending to NBC News his company's ability to keep people like Swift and all of us safe from the power of AI. Here's what he told our Lester Holt.
What does that tell you about this technology and whether we could ever get the toothpaste back in the tube?
I would say two things. One is, again, I go back to, I think, what's our responsibility, which is all of the guardrails that we need to place around the technology so that there's more safe content that's being produced, and there's a lot to be done there and a lot being done there. But it is about global societal I would say convergence on certain norms. And we can do, especially when you have law and law enforcement and tech platforms that can come together. I think we can govern a lot more than we give ourselves credit for.
So these questions raised after the so-called deepfake AI-generated images depicting Swift went viral on X, and more were taken down from the site only after a mass reporting effort from Swift's fans. NBC's Ali Rafa joins us now. She's near the White House. And the White House today, Ali, has been saying for more than a year how concerned it is about AI. So is something actually going to be done here in Washington? What could be done, and who's going to do it?
Yeah, Tom, those are all great questions, and calls for answers to those questions have certainly grown in the aftermath of this deepfake circulating of Taylor Swift. As you mentioned, we heard about this from the White House today. This is not a new problem for the White House. They have certainly been monitoring this, as you mentioned. And remember, the president himself was a victim of this deepfake technology earlier this week when a fake robocall of him circulated through New Hampshire ahead of the primary there earlier this week. But White House officials are saying that this is certainly a growing problem. It's certainly a more alarming problem, and it's a problem that disproportionately affects women and girls in this country. Listen to what Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre had to say about the regulation of this technology in today's White House press briefing.
While social media companies make their own independent decisions about content management, we believe they have an important role to play in enforcing their own rules to prevent the spread of misinformation and non-consensual intimate imagery of real people. Of course, Congress should take legislative action. That's how you deal with some of these issues, obviously.
The press secretary in that briefing pointing to an executive order that the president issued back in October to help regulate AI. It boosted safety standards for AI technology, and it also compelled private AI companies to report their data and their information for their AI projects to the federal government. That is something that Republican lawmakers and industry lobbyists and advocates are staunchly against. They're saying that this is a massive overreach by President Biden and his administration. That is not stopping the White House, for one, also Taylor Swift's fan base, as you mentioned in the intro there, and also some of these Democratic lawmakers who have introduced legislation to regulate AI from renewing those calls to, at least in some of the cases of these Democratic lawmakers, be able to have deepfake technology become a federal crime for that use. So the White House, as I mentioned, renewing those calls. Whether or not that happens, Tom, in this current makeup of this current Congress is very slim. But this is really bringing a lot of eyes and attention to the debate around the government's regulation and ability to have control over these private businesses. Certainly a debate that's going to continue, Tom.
Well, the internet and AI travel at warp speed, and Congress doesn't. Washington doesn't. So it's a tough nut to crack. Thank you very much, Ali. Ali Rafa at the White House. You can catch more of Lester Holt's sit-down interview with the CEO of Microsoft. That'll be on Tuesday's NBC Nightly News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.